In March of 2025, RuneScape raised the skilling cap on the runecrafting skill from 99 all the way to 110. With this update came a bevy of changes to the runecrafting skill. We got the new time rune and its starter pack of spells, a new runecrafting pouch that can hold 70 essence, a new method of training runecrafting by building tier 85 and 90 magic weapons, and of course, the new ultra-powerful Masterwork Staff, a tier 100 two-handed weapon. We're going to be talking about everything you need to know about these new updates, including use cases, experience rates, and more. This video covers a lot, so if you are interested in just one of the topics, please use the timestamps to help you navigate around. With all of that said, sit back, relax, and let's do this. I think a natural place to start when discussing the new updates is with older content. Going from level 99 to 110 runecrafting will give you access to more runes per essence. Couple this with the extreme runecrafting potion, players can push their runecrafting levels up and get rune multipliers never seen before. For example, at 103 runecrafting, players can use extreme runecrafting potions to boost up to 120 runecrafting, unlocking 2 runes per essence for miasma runes. This bump represents a roughly 100% increase to profits when making these runes. You can also reach rune multiplier thresholds for other runes with the increase in level, so keep this in mind when thinking about which runes you want to craft. At level 100 runecrafting, you'll unlock the ability to make the new time runes. Before you do that though, you'll have to anchor the time altar to the present. To do this, you'll need to take the enchanted key item from the Making History quest to the time altar in Northwest Anachronia. Here you'll get an interesting cutscene where you talk to yourself from a different time. After this, the altar will be accessible either from Northwest Anachronia or from the Abyss. No talisman or tiara needed in either case. Time runes are crafted just like any other normal rune. So just show up to the altar with your essence, click on the altar, and craft your runes. They don't have any different mechanics like how soul runes do, and they give 17 XP each, which is a large increase compared to, say, blood runes for example, which only give 10.5 XP each. I tested the method of making time runes through the Abyss with all of the buffs I could think of. Things like the Expansive Pouch, Infinity Ethereal Outfit, Demonic Skull, and Abyssal Titan, and got roughly 6,500 XP per trip through the Abyss. Each trip took me on average 50 seconds, putting my hourly XP rates at roughly 500,000 XP per hour. I was trying to play efficiently in this test, but was definitely not maxing out here in effort or methods. I have heard some players can get around 30 seconds per trip to the Abyss, so your XP rates can definitely climb up. Even still, this should give you a rough idea of the types of experience rates to expect when making time runes. Once you make or buy some time runes, you'll have access to 9 new magic spells. There are 5 teleport spells available. Northwest Anachronia at level 75 magic, Eastern Anachronia at level 78, Western Karazi Jungle at level 81, Mountain Camp at level 83, and Northern Lost Grove at level 85. From a utility perspective, the Anachronia teleports just allow the player to get to various regions of Anachronia more quickly. The Karazi Jungle teleport, as well as the Mountain Camp teleport, are useful for clue scrolls, so they take you close to clue scroll locations more quickly than other teleports do. And finally, the Lost Grove teleport is just useful for reaching the northern region of the Lost Grove quickly. You might want to do some Slayer here, for example. There are also 2 combat spells using time runes. Crumble Undead is back at magic level 78, and this spell gives a massive 30% increase to ability damage against undead enemies. I'll leave it to the combat masters to decide if this spell is worth it in terms of the meta, but it seems pretty strong to me at first glance. Second is Temporal Anomaly at magic level 97. This spell lasts 12 minutes and gives a chance of resetting any used magic abilities immediately. The chance of a reset is 12.5% of the total damage bonus a player has from magic power armor, maxing out at 20%. It does not work with hybrid armor. This spell is an aspect of power, meaning you cannot use it with Animate Dead or Darkness, so you'll be choosing here between increasing the damage you do versus decreasing the damage you take. Lastly, there are 2 support spells. Paradox can be used at magic level 88, and this one increases the amount of resources you get by a factor of 2 when woodcutting, fishing, mining, or hunting. Keep in mind that you will lose 60% of the experience when doing this. At level 93 magic, the player can use Advanced Time. This spell can be used 3 times per week and skips cooldowns on certain activities like player-owned ports, archaeology research, farm animals, and sandstone collection. This spell can reduce the required time on these activities by a factor of 3, and can help a ton for certain completionist requirements, as well as creation of the Blessed Flask. While you're crafting the new time runes, don't forget to use your new expansive pouch. This pouch can hold a crazy 70 pure essence. Compared to someone using the small, medium, large, giant, and massive pouch, players can transport 26 more essence per trip. Keep in mind, the game will not allow you to use the expansive pouch and the other smaller pouches at the same time. To make the pouch, the player will need 105 runecrafting and 95 divination. The creation process is quite long. The big items the player will need are 20,000 runespan points, 100 magic thread, and 1 Ilmaze thread. The runespan points are obtained by simply playing the runespan activity, which you can access at the top of the wizard's tower. Magic thread can be obtained by using the abyss to make runes. Rates can be improved by using the runic attuner, and also by using the demonic skull. The demonic skull will turn your wilderness PvP mode on though, so be careful of PKers if you're using this method. If you don't want to gather the magic thread yourself, you can also buy the thread off the Grand Exchange, but they are currently right around 1 million GP each, so be willing to fork over a decent chunk of your gold stash. Ilmaze thread is obtained after 10,000 runes have been crafted at altars without using the abyss. The easiest way I found to do this was to make necromancy runes, as they count for this task and are quite easy to get to. There are some extra steps in the process, like sacrificing one of each small through massive pouch and feeding the expansive pouch a bunch of talismans, but they are all relatively easy compared to the set of items I discussed. Having the expansive pouch will increase your runecrafting XP and GP gains by roughly 60% when just considering the usage of pouches, so it is a rather significant upgrade that you should get if you plan on runecrafting. In addition to the new time runes, new tier 85 and 90 magic weapons were introduced, which can actually be created using the runecrafting skill. If you want to use these weapons, keep in mind that while they are tier 85 and 90 in their stats, they both require 99 magic to wield. At level 100 fletching, players can fletch eternal magic logs into eternal magic wands, eternal magic orbs, and eternal magic staffs, all inert. From here, players can upgrade the items through a 7-step processing pipeline. Wands and orbs can be upgraded starting at level 100 runecrafting, and staffs can be upgraded starting at level 104 runecrafting. The items are all upgraded in the same way. All the player has to do is simply take the wand, orb, or staff to a runecrafting altar. You can right-click the altar to toggle between crafting runes and upgrading equipment. After this, your character will convert the essence in your inventory, or pouches, into upgrading the equipment. After a certain amount of essence, the items will move on to the next stage in the process. Each item starts in the inert stage, then goes to meager, weak, lesser, moderate, greater, saturated, and finally, ascended. Each stage requires a different amount of pure essence to charge up, and therefore a different amount of time to charge. Notably, these items can only be bought and sold on the Grand Exchange in the inert, meager, and saturated stages. The meager and saturated stages represent the tier 85 and tier 90 versions of the weapons respectively. Going from saturated to ascended requires no essence, and gives the most experience, but will consume the weapon in the process. In terms of training with these methods, there are basically 2 paths. Players can start from scratch, either at the inert or meager stage, and upgrade the equipment to the saturated or ascended stage. You can sell the equipment at the saturated stage to make some GP, or take them all the way to the ascended stage for more XP. Alternatively, players can buy equipment at the saturated stage and immediately go to the ascended stage. This is a faster but more expensive way to train. I tested the experience rates for every step of the process for the wand and orb and for the staff, and they are as follows. You'll get around 200,000 XP per hour when upgrading between the inert and the saturated stage. But when going from saturated to ascended, you'll be getting roughly 500,000 XP per hour. Just like with making time runes, I tried to be efficient, using all of the items I could think of to help carry more essence, and also trying to move quickly. Also, between levels 99 and 110 runecrafting, you will gain buffs that help in getting more experience or using less runes when upgrading the eternal magic equipment. For example, at level 101 and 106 runecrafting, you'll make faster progress when upgrading equipment at elemental and catalytic altars respectively. I'm currently 110 runecrafting, so the rates that I got include all of the possible buffs, Even still, the point of these numbers is to give a rough idea of the types of experience rates to expect when using these methods to train. Finally, there is the new Masterwork staff. This Tier 100 staff requires 99 magic to wield, and at the time of writing the script, does not have a special attack or passive ability. You can buy this staff off the Grand Exchange, and it currently runs roughly 600 million GP, but if you're watching this video at a later time, you should check in on that. If you're an Iron Man, get ready for an arduous and skill-intensive process. At a baseline, you'll need 90 smithing, 110 rune crafting, 95 divination, and 90 crafting. There are so many items that I won't say them all individually, but I am showing a list here of them. As you can see, the list is quite expansive, requiring a lot of diverse actions from an Iron Man. In short, be prepared for a grind if you want to make this item. As you can see, the new 110 runecrafting expansion has opened up a whole new world of possibilities, from new runes, to new spells, to new training methods, and even a new, really powerful masterwork weapon. As far as I can tell, I think I've covered everything you need to know about this new update. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment, as it all helps the channel a lot. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Until next time.